All right, legends, welcome on in to another AFL 26 video. This is a video response to one of the videos I did probably close to a week ago now, where I basically just said, tell me all the bugs and glitches that you found. I've gone over a few already, but I'm just going to say a couple more that I really particularly don't enjoy. Obviously, the lead up where you're playing career mode and you're trying to lead for the ball, and then obviously the player or the defender zips in front of you and your stamina / speed gets cut in half is one of the most annoying things. Kickouts, the AI kickouts are so bad, they're always turnovers in front of goal. I've had glitches where players don't spawn in the game. I think that's been patched now. They spawn out in the crowd and then they all run in. It's bizarre to look at. Even one I had a day or two ago where I tackled a player and he kicked it 35 metres backwards into the goal, the defender's goals, and it was just a rush behind. I don't know the ruling there, but surely that's a free kick. You can't just kick a footy 35 metres backwards into the wrong goals. So I've asked you all for a bunch of comments and you've responded, so thank you very much. So we might do another one on this video. So if you have any other issues or crashes or problems with your video, please let me know in the comment section below, and I might do a follow-up video to this one. A lot of these have multiple likes as well, so it means that more than one people have encountered these issues. So we're going to read through most of them. A few birds flying over. So Hazza Lengthy says the most annoying thing is definitely when you lead for the ball and your player just stops sprinting and the opposing player teleports to the ball. That is something that has driven me nuts since launch, and they haven't found a way to either fix it or they don't think it's a problem. Please fix this. If my player is running full tilt and I've only just started sprinting, he shouldn't be tired yet, and it seems like it just kind of discourages you from wanting to play the game mode. It doesn't really happen in regular games. It only happens in player career mode, and it is so incredibly frustrating. And the thing I've noticed with it too is it happens in your forward 50 area. It doesn't happen when you're leading up the ground. So like I could do a 10-meter lead and be out of stamina when I'm not. But then I could go and do a 100-meter lead outside the 50 all the way up to the wing, and they'll hit me and it'll be fine. And it's like, what are you talking about? I should have, if anything, I should be getting tired then, not at the start of my lead when I'm in my forward 50. It just doesn't make any sense, and it's one of the things that drives me nuts about that game mode. It just makes it not as enjoyable as it could be. It just spoils the experience for me. All right. In player career, I was averaging 32-1 for the first 3 games of my AFL career. Now I've been put as sub for the 6 games in a row, and I haven't been subbed on once. I haven't been able to play in the VFL, so it seems like an endless cycle. That sounds really strange, Harpike. I wonder if you've got an injury and you don't know about it. That's the only thing that I can think of. But if that is the case, that you're just like being benched for no reason after playing really, really well, that's bizarre. And that obviously means that the AI doesn't recognize like stats or anything like that. I would probably turn off injuries as well, just to see if that's makes any benefit to your player getting back on the field. But yeah, that doesn't sound right, man. That's something that definitely either needs to be fixed, or there's a couple of options you might be able to tick to help fix that. Uncle Rogan Joe says AI shanking goals 15 metres out, but CPU will drill them on impossible angles. So yeah, so what he's saying is your teammates will shank the goal from super close, but then the AI, like the opposing team that you're playing against in a like career mode or whatever, will nail them on the run from any angle, which is really annoying too. Yeah, it's like the AI have been dialed to easy, and the CPU's like default setting is like not medium, like in between maybe medium and hard. Especially when you're playing my career mode or whatever it is. That is really, really annoying. And I've noticed with my Collingwood my career mode as well, like if I don't play as the Collingwood team themselves, the team is terrible. It's so bad. We get beaten in every single centre clearance ever. I'm a deep forward, and I don't see the ball for 3/4 of the game, and I do have to like lead up and take some marks. But it's like the whole idea is to have like an even game of footy. It's just boring when you're sitting in a goal square and the whole other opposition is just taking the ball up the other end the whole game, and I'm sitting there going, "What the fuck am I playing this for?" Anyway, let's not get too frustrated now. But yeah, good shout on that. Can you do a video about the AFL 26 crashing on career mode on Xbox? Well, I'm kind of already wildlife animal SYT. That's something that they obviously need to fix. The crashes are a big problem in this game. We've had a few of them already. I'm just going to go back and like everybody's comments. I had a crash counter going, but I haven't had one since. So I hit 8 crashes, and then we haven't had any since. So, but yeah, that's just something that they have to fix on their end, because it means that, you know, the game was either undercooked or not ready to go. So I'm sorry to hear that you're having lots of crashes, man. Carlo Cabone says, management career injuries occur to at least 2 players each game on and off field, and have 4 ACL injuries. Round 12 could be, I need to play more seasons to upgrade the club, but it's harsh to maybe start cap long term 45 weeks. You can turn on reduced injuries, and that is what Zeborg has said to him here. I do agree, though. The injuries are way too frequent. I understand having injuries in the game, but maybe what they should do is say every time your team gets an injury, then like the percentage chance that your team gets another one is decreased, and just decrease it by a certain amount. So say you get 2 injuries in the first game of the season, then you get 2 injuries in the second game. You've already got 4 players that are injured that could be missing from 1 to 45 weeks. Then, like, in that third game, there should be like a 8% less chance your players get injured. And then if you get another one, then it's like 15% less chance of everyone getting injured. Because I've been playing my North Melbourne season mode, and I've got like anywhere from 6 players being injured at once. It's like crazy how much players get injured in this game. It's definitely dialed up way too hard. The thing I would suggest is just turn injuries reduction on, because yeah, it's crazy. I agree with that, though. It is definitely... Did see that, but for people that skip through that stuff, it's harsh and may steer them away from the game. Yeah, which is true. If you're getting too many injuries, you can't really enjoy the game mode, and your team's just going to be bad, which is not fun for anybody. Career mode with player. I started with Newcomb and had 27 disposals and kicked a goal. Went to the bench and then was able to skip, and then came back onto him having 52 disposals and the same time still remaining. I've had DMs from people, and I should have saved them, but I've had, I did save them, but I should have put them on the screen here. I've had DMs from people of players having 1,000 touches after being subbed off. And not even subbed off, just sitting on the bench. Like, they go on the bench and they've got like 8 touches, they come back on, they've got like 1,152 touches. And it's like, what? What is happening with the AI that's somehow stuffing that up? It's bizarre. It sounds like a wild glitch. So strange. Yeah, that's something again that they need to fix, is the automatic boost of stats / yeah, it's so weird. It's so strange that it can give someone 1,000 touches in no time at all. The biggest one is kicking without pressing any buttons bug. I would be in a contest and control my player would just kick anywhere without decision. That happens to me sometimes. Either out on the full or straight to an opponent. I was pissed. Happens all the time, especially online. It is definitely worse online. I would suggest turning off assisted kicking because it tries to help you. Again, the AI in AFL 26 games, or AFL games anyway, that have been produced by Big Ant, there's something wrong with the AI where it'll try and pick a player for you to kick it to, but then as soon as you're about to kick it, they stop running and they either turn around and run away, and then the opponent will run in and just take the mark, and it drives me nuts. And that's what happens back to the kick-ins a lot of the time, is the AI, without your input, will try and kick it to a player, they'll stop, and then another player will come and cut it off. Drives me nuts. I totally agree. I would turn off assisted kicking if you can, dude, because that's probably one thing that is a really annoying part of the game. Spudicious, thank you for the comment, man. D Pilks says, in a player career mode, after my player is subbed to the bench or anytime it offers you to skip the feature, it just randomly fast forwards to maybe a minute or more into the game, and you may or may not even be on, so you have to skip again. Yes, that is very annoying. Also, skipping, I have found, gives AI players an absurd amount of disposals. I skipped, and I went to the end of the game, and Cripps had 88 touches for the game. Yeah, that's bizarre. I've had that a couple of times as well, but I've had, yeah, like I said, screenshots of people having like thousands of touches, which is so cooked. Like, it is so cooked that we have to deal with this shit. Flagdons, yes or no, says marking is the worst. I'll go for the ball with lots of sprint, and then I turn into a snail and I can't mark it against another player. They become prime Usain Bolt and mark it. Also, the AI on player career is a potato. On PS4, if that would affect anything. Someone says, someone replied and said, I legitimately can't play career mode because of this. You call for the ball in a sprint, and it's like they pull a hamstring and just walk to the contest. Yeah, it's a general bug, so we all have to deal with that, unfortunately, guys. Until they fix it or find a way to not have us slow down to 0.21 kilometers per hour. Very, very frustrating. I agree with all that. Yep. Sam Gibson says, a lot of glitches have been patched on the PS5. The only ones I get at the moment are the AI speed glitch to take a mark and the bump glitch where it forces you to do a heavy bump when not pressing L2. Stamina has been fixed. Holding the ball has now been patched. That is good. Yes, the bumping is a problem. You can't bump, basically. So I've done a video about that too, whereas you'll get elbows to the back of the head. If you're a full forward or centre half forward or a forward player at all, you got a player guarding you, they'll bump you all around and, you know, hit you and stuff. You can't bump them back because you just give away either a blocking free kick or a free kick. And it's so frustrating. So I just don't really bump anymore unless I'm trying to, like, run a lead and push off. But so irritating, so frustrating. Just, again, makes the game not fun that you can't respond with a bump back. And, like, even when other players bump, it's just like it's just... Why is my player the only one giving away blocking free kicks? It's so dumb. Every time I open up Premiership Challenge, the game crashes. I'm on PC, by the way. I don't know if that matters. Yeah, well, that's a problem. Power Kusi, T-Power. That is a big problem. I don't know why it's crashing for you. There must be something glitching as you're opening it. I don't know why that's the case, and I'm sorry you're dealing with that. Hopefully it gets fixed very soon. Another one says, a game awarding 12 points for a goal in Premiership Challenge sometimes. Like, oh my god, 12 points for a goal. Come on, game. I don't know how they... I'm not going to say something I shouldn't. Yep, that's very annoying. Hopefully they patch that soon. Enigma Saint Jimmy says, there's an issue when you view players in the community and they have been all completely blacked out and I can't see them. I hope that gets fixed. That's just like a not loading in issue, really, I think. That's frustrating too, man. I don't know why that's the case. Again, that's just something that they're going to have to fix as well. I'm sorry you're dealing with that, dude. A lot of these I haven't encountered as well, but like I haven't looked at the community yet to try and download players. So injuries in Pro Team is so stupid. If you want injuries, you can't have the contract. Simple as that. Also, my BP back pocket is always in the forward line. They always have one loose. Yeah, that depends on your tactics, though. You can have somebody loose in the forward line or back line or whatever you want to do. So just keep an eye out on tactics. You might be able to counteract that. Amelia says, game consistently crashes whenever you go into your second season in AFL player career. I'm in my second season and I haven't had a single crash, so it must be something on your end, Amelia. I don't know what's happening there. But if you're on a Xbox or PlayStation or whatever, always accept and send the report into them so that they can at least see. And the more reports that they get from us, the better, because it means they got to fucking try and fix it. So yeah, every time your game crashes, if it asks you if you want to send the video and report it, please do, because it does go back to the developer and to PlayStation, and they'll suss it out, hopefully. Every time a substitution happens in the game mode, the game crashes on Xbox. Like, this shit just shouldn't be happening. Player career mode on Xbox is broken. You get taken off the ground and the stats get messed up. Yes, Till and GBC. That's, yeah, frustrating. We've had those covered earlier on. But, yeah, that's something they need to do is dial it back. Because I don't know what the AI is thinking when it speeds it up. Kick-ins need a whole lot of work. Firstly, 80% of your teammates lead inside defensive 50. I've never seen this happen in real life. Generally, you maybe have 2 or 4 at most inside your defensive 50 from a kick-in. This leads me to my next point, that if overload left or right is completely useless. That's true. Because I have overload left and it never happens. Not sure what that overload means. Because currently, if you have maybe an extra 1 to 2 players lead on the chosen side of the ground, where in comparison in real life, you have 80 to 90% of the players on the field, all on one side of the ground. Again, majority of these players are in defensive 50 anyways. Essentially, to fix it, you have 80 to 90% of the players outside defensive 50 and have 80 to 90% of the players on one side of the ground when choosing overload left or right. That is correct. So, I've noticed that I was using overload left for my tactics with North Melbourne, and all the players just still lead directly at the kicker inner. And it's like, well, what the fuck's the point of having overload left or overload right if none of them are really going to do that properly? Like, okay, maybe 1 or 2 run that way, but I want, like, a huddle, and I want all of them just going one way, and then I can either kick it over there, or I can try and run it out the back the other way. And it's so annoying that you have just 10 players starting in the middle in a huddle, and they just run right at you, and you're like, where the hell do I kick this, man? No wonder I'm turning it over all the time. I totally agree with that. Totally agree with that. PS4 version crashes when playing it on PS5. I have no issues. Yeah, so the PS4 can't handle the game, basically. PS4s in this day and age are probably getting obsolete. And I love I got 2 PS4s and I love them to death. But don't release the game on PS4. Like, it's that simple. Like, I know they're trying to make money. But if they're going to release the game on PS4, I bought AFL 23 on PS4. And it crashed 63 times, AFL 23. And then I upgraded to a PS5 and it was okay. So, I know exactly what they're talking about. And they need to just not release it on PS4. It's just, there's no point. Because it doesn't run. At all. Zborg says, I only play Pro Team in Management Career Mode. And I have got kicked out of a game and got an error when playing Management Career Mode. And I haven't had any problems with Pro Team. That's good to hear. Aiden says, handballing to advantage doesn't really work. The opposition AI just instantaneously gets the ball with no hesitation during a turnover. Players tend to get tired and injured very quickly. Yeah, that's the other thing is like the stamina. I was playing 2-minute quarters and like players will be getting fatigued after 30 seconds to a minute. And it's like, I get it in terms of like if that was a 20-minute quarter, some of them would be tired by the 10-minute mark in comparison. But like, it's been a minute to 30 seconds. No one should be that tired. It's just annoying. And yeah, the handballing to advantage is just, you got to be super careful with it now. Like, L2 and kick it long is still so prominent in this game. Like, they tried to get rid of it, but the AI, you just handball it, and you watch the ball, it'll go like, zhut, zhut, and straight down to the opposition player. And you're like, but I got 3 dudes out the back running, and the handball should have gone over to him. Instead, the ball was tracking to go over and then dropped straight down to the defender. And it's like, I feel your pain, brother. My game crashing after I finished a game in career mode. CPU super speeding to the mark, Scooby. Yep, we feel your pain on that one, dude. Rep Fitty says, I get kicked off player career every time on Xbox. What Xbox are you playing on, brother? Let me know in the comment section below. Jack Main says, everything I am on this game, I can't play career mode. I think every time I am on this game, I can't play career mode on Xbox. It also crashes with Premiership Challenge, and with the leading, I am in front of my defender and he's teleporting in front of me and marks the ball. So it's not just me, it's definitely everybody dealing with that. Okay, so there's a couple more here and I can't scroll down, so I'll get rid of this, but it says, I'll read your names out. Geelong Fan 24 says, does it work on PS4? I haven't seen anything on it yet, so I don't want to buy it. It sounds like no is the general consensus here in the comment section below. If you guys have problems with the game in the comment section and you've made it to the 20-minute mark so far, please comment what your issues are and what console you're playing on. Just let us all know so that other people that are wanting to buy the game can check out your comments and find out if it'll help them make that decision whether they do want to get it or whether they don't. Sports Gaming Aviation just says my games are so glitchy. Kyle Rosewarn says Sharpy just got a PS refund. Didn't love it. Adam Borgs 3107 says the marking is so bad and the movement to mark needs to be fixed. So yeah, I mean, there's a lot that needs to be sorted out in this game. If you guys have encountered any more issues in your games that haven't been listed in this list, I would love to hear it. I will probably do a backup video in maybe a week or two on AFL 26 and do another discussion video on it, but it's not the game that I thought it was going to be. It needs a lot of work, and it's a problem that we have to deal with all these issues, and you know, I understand AFL games are hard to make, but you know, and I'm not comparing them to Rockstar or GTA 6, but I would just rather them delay it for another 6 to 12 months to iron out all these issues rather than try and make a quick buck, ruin your reputation, and then have a shitload of refunds. I don't know, just an idea. All right, I don't run a business, so I know nothing. I'm clearly a moron. I just talk on the internet, so don't listen to me, but I don't know. All right, guys, thanks for watching. I will see you in the next AFL 26 video. Until then, bye for now. Peace. Don't forget to subscribe if you made it this far, by the way. I see like 80% of you not subscribing. Bye.